Hello everyone, let's come today week 9, lecture 9. We're going to talk about today clinical decision support system to improve the patient care. How can be this clinical decision support system will be helpful, and what type of systems they have created to be implementing in the patient care things. So let's see. So these are again same our references, and regarding the machine learning things, you need to go the prerequisite, that machine learning course. And this is a prologue of our class. So this class present the likelihood of patients being readmitted to the hospitals after the discharge, and how to knowledge to drugs taken by the patients and medical data can help in the making these predictions. And the learning object of this class is we're going to discuss, you guys gonna be learn something about what is the clinical diagnostic support system, and we will also discuss about what the important, why this is CDSS is important in hospitals, and we talk about to top CDSS support system manufacturer or service providers companies, and we check what the process of this CDSS system, and benefits, possible drawbacks of this system, and those all things we're going to talk about what are the real basic things to be about the whole CDSS in this class. Our keywords are CDSS architecture, knowledge-based CDSS in healthcare system, these things. So these are our table of contents. These are the things we're going to talk about, that CDSS, Clinical Diagnostic Support System, CDSS applications and pitfalls of the CDSS, and key providers of the Clinical Decision Support System, that organizations, companies, which are companies provided these CDSS systems, and at last we're going to summarize our whole class. Thanks. So what is exactly this CDSS? CDSS is CDSS represent the paradigm shift in the healthcare today. Nowadays is like so much high tech, like using to advanced technologies in the hospitals, like artificial intelligence, machine learning, and they are providing to help to support the patients to make them get the very easy and feasible or health services. So CDSS are used to augmented clinicians in their complex decision-making processes. CDSS commonly administered through the electronic medical records and other computerized. So CDSS commonly administered through electronic medical records and other computerized clinical workflows, and the effects CDSS have on the providers who use them to patient outcomes and their cost. So there have been numerous published examples in the past decades of the CDSS success story. So they are like commonly they are using the CDSS has introduced to in 1980s first time for the getting the rapid evolutions, and after that they are now commonly administered through the electronic medical records and other computerized clinical workflows. So which has been facilitated to the increasing. So has been so they have been numerous published and examples. So they are currently using to these systems. So what is the clinical support system exactly things? So this clinical decision support system is intended to improve the healthcare delivery by enhancing the medical decisions with the targeted clinical knowledge and patients informations and other health related data or information things. So the traditional CDSS, they are comprise the software designed to be a direct aid to the clinical decision making things. So which is decision making in which this characteristic of the individual patients are matched to computerized clinical knowledge based and patient specific assessment things of the recommendation of these issues. So CDSS nowadays today are for the using primarily used to the point of care, patient's care point of way they are using to the CDSS, and for the clinician to combine their knowledge with the information of or suggestions provided by the CDSS things. So the first CDSS called that mycin. As example, the first CDSS is called mycin, that was built in the 1970s by the Stanford University. So there, this is a broadly like speaking about this CDSS is a program module that helps medical professionals make decision at the point of care, and the concept is not new, as we already talked about those things. So this we using to mycin, as I mentioned that mycin is the giving to evolution care, patient's care accuracy. So this mycin evolution is accuracy is partially because slow performance. When we like you can imagine that is introduced in the 1970s, right? So 1970s there is not that much high-tech advanced technology we have now. So compared to now and to that time, there is a lot of differences. Their time is a very slow devices, and they low memories. So, but they have using to start to introducing how to we care about to patients in the hospitals or in the those things. So the very idea is computer acting as a medical expert was too ahead as the its time to be accepted. So we talk about these things like now we talk about the CDSS basic. So CDSS basic is now hospital uses the CDSS for a numerous task, from the generating alerts to drug control to the ordering the test things. So there is a no matter the size of modern systems benefit from the powerful computing engines and cloud technologies, and these are advanced algorithms using in the present time. So this is the now hospitals are already using these things. So this decision support system comes in the number of versions. They can be either standalone tools or they can be integrated part of the large infrastructures. For example, we have to EHR or EHR, that is the electronic health records, where whatever the every patient is going to hospital, this whole information about that patient is recorded in the systems. On that they gonna use it to be these things. So the EHR or comprised provider order entity like CPOE system designed to replace the paper-based ordering process. So some of them focus on the single problem and perform the simple functions. So like spending the reminders, others cover the wide range and some others are cover the wide range of the facilities, wide range of the services they're providing, such as including the multiple modules. There, no matter what the size, modern system benefit the powerful computing and engines things. So they can be using to this type of CDSS systems are presently they working on it. So this is one example to how this CDS architecture works, how to CDSS like decision support system architecture can be worked. There is the clinical decision support system structure. We have to like mobile notifications. There is we get the messages regarding to our appointment, regarding to our test, and regarding to report things. These are the interface layer. So interface level or layer, we have to mobile text notification, EHR system dashboard, web or mobile applications that is the direct connected with the users like patients or doctors and the service providers. And second, they using to this interface layer has connected with the data management layer, where this data management layer means that is the whole clinical data, knowledge based or if then rules, machine learning algorithms and patients data like that. So this data interface between that there is an interface engine that can be connected with the data management layer with the interface layer, those things. So these are the one of the example of this CDSS architecture. So now here talk about the three layers: data management layer, interference or interface engine or processing layer, and third we have to user interface. So this data management layer, there is a clinical database storing information on disease, diagnose and lab findings, so and patients, etc. And the knowledge base in the form of if then rules or machine learning models can be used based on this for on doing the analysis of the what knowledge, what information has stored in the system. And second, inference engine or processing layer this is the processing layer. They had applies the rules, and according to rules they have make the helps to making the some decisions regarding decision support system. So applies rule or algorithm and data sets from the knowledge base to available by the patients data. And user interface is the mobile or web or desktop application on EHR system, electronic health record system, dashboard or mobile text alert, those things. Those where users can be see the get the informations regarding to this, get the supports information or support systems about to the his real based on the this support systems according to. So this is the CDSS core elements, these three. You see there is a two type of CDSS type. There is the first is a knowledge based and second is the non-knowledge based. So where is the first knowledge based means they are providing to data has stored all information, patient information and what type of disease and those things, those information had get the knowledge and train those systems. Non-knowledge based system is just give them to some quick response things. So let's see in more details about these both things. The knowledge based system of this system had a type are built on the top of the knowledge base in which every piece of data is structured in the form of if and then rules. So according to rules of to the all decisions what required, according to rule this all knowledge system has built on those based on that way. Second, we have to this non-knowledge based system. These are the core difference between from the previous group consists of applying the machine learning models rather than consulting with the library of predefined if and then rules, such as the system learns from the past experience and finds the pattern in the historical data. So these are the different things. So based on the knowledge, we had taken some decision for the supports from the some particular disease. So those decision has stored, and non-knowledge base is just he going to reuse those previous decisions to for the next time. So that type of called the non-knowledge based systems things. So knowledge based CDSS, for instance, if a new order for a blood test is placed and if the same blood test has made within the past 24 hours, then duplication is the possible. So the inference engine, what they do, the inference engine is runs the built-in logic to combine the evidence-based rules with the patient's medical history and data on his or her current conditions. So the result comes in the form of alerts, reminder, diagnostics, suggestion, a series of treatment options, or ranked list of the possible solution, while the final word rests with the human experts things. So then second non-knowledge based system, this non-knowledge based system is reflecting the mechanics of natural selection that is described by Charles Darwin. So just as a species change from the generation to better fit their environments. So these we talking about non-knowledge base. So non-knowledge base is similar as that information. So this non-knowledge base system has defined two ways: genetic algorithm and ANN, artificial neural networks. So what is the genetic algorithms? Genetic algorithm is reflecting the mechanics of natural selections that is described by Charles Darwin, and just as a species change from the generation to to better fit their environments. So GAs adopt to a new task, producing a number of random solutions and then iteratively evaluating, improving them until the most fitting option not found. Till that is gonna be using to the iterative process, to the continuous doing the repetitive process to getting that things. Second, artificial intelligence, that is it is a mimic of human thinking, like how to our brains work. So according to that, they define to artificial neural network. So neural network, it is a mimic human thinking, similar to human brain. ANNs have a set of neurons called the neurode, and they are linked to each other with the weighted connections that act as a nerve synapses, transmitting signals across the neural network things. So this is the two basic or important methods to use in the non-knowledge based CDSS systems. So they are composed, like these are the healthcare systems. So here you can see knowledge based single, and this is the giving the differences between knowledge based and non-knowledge based single systems. So there's a knowledge based single system is where is a knowledge users, he just sent to the communication interference using user choice from the clinical data, and they will go for the interface engine and knowledge based code. They do this and they give them recommendations output. In non-knowledge based informations, non-knowledge based single system CDSS, they using to this communications interface. They send to data. We are using to AI powered or genetic algorithm powered interface engine, and they will use to this algorithm with collect the data from the clinical data storage, and they will analyze those data, and based on those data using for the analysis purpose, they had using to this algorithm neural network method or models, and then they will make some decisions, similar decisions, and they will give them feedback to recommendations from their own recommendations things. So this is the non-knowledge based CDSS system, comes with the promises significantly cut the healthcare cost and relieve the pressure on the medical experts. However, there are issues preventing their large scale adoptions. So they include the compute intensive and time consuming training process and the requirement of the large data set needed to improve the accuracy of the models. So now let's see what decision they are able to support for us, for the patients. So these things we're going to talk about the CDSS in CDSS applications. So what type of application the CDSS supports and what type of things they're using. As a human brain are prone to error, especially when dealing with the large volume of informations in a high stress hospital environment. So computerized system can take laboring or sifting through the tons of the data and making countless comparison to narrow down the number of possible decisions, and from the hundreds of thousands and thousands to just a few. So for example, what they are doing, they have collected the data and they are start comparing those data to finding the better result. For example, in small things, we have getting the views, we have some fruits, okay, and lot of fruits, and those fruits we want to know what kind of fruits, what kind of fruits in the inside of in the basket. So what we did, we have provide as an input the whole fruits image. What the machine, they will start to comparing this both all fruits each others, and they making the group of the different fruits which has a similar data. Similar data means similar features. Those things, same features. They are divided those things. Same as in the CDSS system, the decision support system. They have collected the previous data. What kind of data are using to support for this clinical decisions. So those collected those data and compare those all data together. So those data is not only 100 and few hundred. These are taking about the billions of the data, millions of the data, and they are start comparing those data and making the very few results based on those combining in those comparison of data or mixing those similarities, those data. They make them down, they make the narrow and make it the very accurate, try to find out the very accurate result, or accurate output or accurate decision making to for some particular disease things. So that is they are using the systems. So for example, they are this CDSS system used for the drug clinical. So drug selections, like as a statistics, in every year 7,000 to 9,000 of patients die annually because of these medications errors. They not get it the very correct error. They mix those some errors, some medicines to other medicine. So that is the US data. Is a 7,000 to 9,000 of the patients are die due to this error, medication errors. So what they did that beside that a lot of more people suffer from this complication caused that inappropriate medicines ill-judged the doses and drug incompatibility increasing the treatment cost by the over 50 millions of a year. So that is the good news is that in nearly 50% of the medication error happened at the first ordering or prescribing time or first stage of the eating, and mistakes can be spotted and prevented before they cause the harm. So this drug selection and drugs error has they found through this machine learning and those data analysis, data medications analysis too. That is ordering and this has happened because of first stage of the ordering and prescribing things. So they find it the errors and they will solve it those errors. So now using to the critical patients data such as the weight, age, allergy status and current prescriptions, CDSS may automatically deal with the following task like this. Drug selection, they use first drug allergy checking, the drug allergy checking. Second, the basic guidance on the doses like what time, what kind of medication you need to eat. Third, checking for the duplicate therapy. And last task is the drug interactions checking things. So they are following these things with the help of this following this 4 basic drug selections methods or tasks. They can be solved. Can be solved whether this medication problems. So these are where is a drug allergy checking. So their systems matches the order medication against the patient's list of documented allergies and evaluate the probability of unwanted reactions and generate the alerts. So for example, like present time also is happening, like when we go to hospitals, doctor asking to, do you have some specific allergy for the like some eating something, some more protein medication or iron medication and those type of things. If you have any problems with those things, so doctor has prescribed different medicines. So that type of is finding the allergy. You have to some issues with the health issues if you add something specific food things. So this is a drug allergy checking. Second, we have to build basic guidance for doses. So dosing errors account for over the 60% of the all prescribed mistakes. So, but this can be improved by the corresponding decision support modules, and the CDSS may as well alert expert to the exceeding dosing limit things. So, and then we have to third diagnostic supports. So this diagnostic support CDSS has using CDSS for the disease identifications are called to diagnostic decision support system, or we call the medical diagnostic system MDSS. So where it would be traditional, this diagnostic support system, it will be traditionally focused on the specific problem area. For example, lung abnormalities or particular type of cancers, like related that type of thing. So they are using to this diagnostic support for the system. And fourth, we have to cost containment. There is an integrated in CPOE system based decision support tools may decrease treatment cost by the suggesting cheaper drug alternatives or spotting the test duplications things. So based on that, they will find the cost containment error also. So next we are going to talk about to the what is the CDS healthcare system is providing after the break. So we will start in the next session.